4 million years ago, the story of us begins. 4 million years ago, in the heart of Africa, the earth was wild and untamed. Endless grasslands stretched to the horizon, scattered with trees that reached for the burning sun. Predators ruled this land, lions, leopards, and giant hyenas. And yet, among them walked a creature that was not like the others. She was small, fragile compared to the beasts around her. But she carried something new, something no predator possessed, the spark of curiosity. Her name, given by modern science, is Lucy, an ancestor who walked upright on 2 legs across the savanna. Walking on 2 legs changed everything. Her hands were free to hold, to carry, to shape. With every step, Lucy represented a future no one could yet imagine. But life was not easy. To survive, she had to search for food, protect her young, and escape predators. Imagine the fear of hearing rustling grass, knowing a leopard might be near. Imagine the endless hunger of dry seasons when fruit and roots were scarce. Survival meant adaptation, and adaptation, over thousands of years, led to transformation. Generations passed. Slowly, the brain began to grow. With a larger brain came sharper memory, stronger bonds, and the earliest sparks of imagination. These early humans gathered in groups. Together they were safer, stronger. They began to share food, to care for each other, to learn from one another. This was the birth of something that would define humanity forever: community. Thousands of years turned into millions. Our ancestors spread, exploring forests, rivers, and mountains. They discovered tools, sharp stones that could cut meat, crack bones, and shape wood. Each stone tool was more than just survival. It was an invention, a step forward. And then came fire. At first, fire was a mystery. Lightning struck dry grass and flames raced across the land. Our ancestors watched, afraid yet fascinated. Fire could destroy, but it could also transform. Slowly, they learned to control it, to keep it alive, to carry it, to feed it with wood. Around the fire, humans found safety. Predators stayed away from the flames. The night was no longer ruled by darkness. Warmth, light, and protection. Fire became the center of human life. But fire gave us more than safety. It gave us imagination. Around its glow, stories were born. Shadows danced on cave walls as voices carried myths of ancestors, animals, and spirits. Fire turned nights of fear into nights of wonder. The human story was only beginning. The mastery of fire gave our ancestors more than warmth and safety. It gave them time to gather, to share food, to dream. Around the flames, ideas began to grow. And with those ideas, humanity began to rise. As generations passed, humans learned to shape their world. They began to notice patterns, the changing of the seasons, the movements of animals, the growth of plants. Curiosity led to discovery. Discovery led to survival. From wild seeds came cultivation. From wandering across endless lands came the first settlements. By planting crops, humans no longer had to chase food. Food came to them. Wheat, barley, rice, and maize, these grains changed everything. Villages grew near rivers, where soil was rich and water was abundant. Families built homes from mud and stone. Communities expanded. For the first time, humans were not only surviving, they were shaping their destiny. With farming came surplus. With surplus came trade. People began to exchange goods: grain for meat, tools for cloth, pottery for salt. Trade connected communities, and connections created networks of knowledge. But farming was not only about survival, it was about transformation. The act of planting a seed and watching it grow gave humans a new perspective. It gave them the idea of progress, the belief that tomorrow could be better than today. As villages became towns and towns became cities, the complexity of human life expanded, rules were needed, leaders emerged, and with them, power. The first civilizations rose in the fertile valleys of the world: Mesopotamia along the Tigris and Euphrates, Egypt along the Nile, the Indus Valley, China along the Yellow River. Here, humanity built monuments of stone, temples that touched the sky, and systems of writing that carried words across generations. Writing was a revolution as great as fire. For the first time, knowledge could be preserved. Stories, laws, songs, and prayers, etched into clay, carved into stone, written on papyrus. Writing gave humans memory beyond memory. It gave them history, and history gave them identity. Civilizations grew rich and powerful. They invented wheels, mathematics, calendars, and ships to sail across seas. They charted the stars, seeking patterns in the heavens. They built armies, empires, and kingdoms. With each step, humanity reached higher, dreamed bigger. But every rise carried shadows. Alongside progress came conflict. Empires clashed, cities fell, knowledge was lost and rediscovered. Yet through it all, the human story endured. From Africa to Asia, from Europe to the Americas, humanity spread. Each culture added its own chapter: the wisdom of philosophers, the discoveries of scientists, the beauty of artists, the power of leaders. And at the heart of it all remained the same flame that burned in the hands of our ancestors, the flame of curiosity, imagination, and survival. We are the children of Lucy, the inheritors of fire, the builders of cities and dreamers of stars. Our story is not finished. It never will be, because humanity is still writing its greatest chapter, today.